Today we're going to be looking at the top 3 nuclear bomb scenes in gaming. But hey, if you don't know me, my name is Tyler Foltz. I'm a nuclear engineer with a little over 10 years of experience in the commercial nuclear power industry, from engineering to operations to emergency response. I don't claim to know everything there is nuclear, but I can certainly share some knowledge. Let's get right into it. So this one says, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Clear threat in the city. Test teams are on site and attempting to disarm. I repeat, we have a confirmed nuke.
There's your flash.
Everyone hang on!
Alright, everyone who is looking at that direction is blind. So, your character shouldn't be able to see at this point, but I can understand how you'd want to see the visuals for the purpose of enjoying the game. So it looks like they were brought down, so outside the fireball and thermal pulse range, but they were definitely within the weaker part of the shockwave. That looked like a ground-based nuclear bomb, so the hazard with that is it's going to have a lot more contamination than airburst-based nuke. And airburst would actually be more damaging overall, but this one's a lot more of a hazard to people on the ground because it's going to contaminate all the dirt with the radioactive material. But still, the most deadly part is going to be the blast itself, and if you include the shock waves. The fact that this person is still alive is, I was going to say miracle, but he's probably going to die in a much more painful way, succumbing to whatever injuries he would have sustained from this helicopter crash.
Charlie.
That'll probably kill him long before radiation would. This actually looks very similar to a video I did on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This was a very, very early in my time on YouTube, so it's kind of fitting now that this is the remastered version of the game and the remastered version of me looking at this sort of stuff. Fallout radius of 7.4 miles. So a thing about Fallout is it's not necessarily a radius thing. It can vary a lot depending on what direction the wind happens to be blowing. Like, you could be 2 miles one direction and be absolutely fine. You could be 30 miles another direction and be taking the brunt of the fallout. These calculations are done after, like, during an accident scenario, so I've done a lot of drills associated with accidents, not with nuclear bombs, but the same principle applies when you're talking about airborne radioactivity, that a off-site dose calculation is done based on the weather, and you determine which zones you need to evacuate, which zones you need to shelter in place, and which zones are completely unaffected. A radius, the blast would have a radius, the thermal pulse would have a radius, the fireball obviously would, but when it comes to Fallout, it can be a little bit more uneven. Still showing the high winds. That's cool because, yeah, the wind from those shockwave continue to blow. As far as the fire, a lot of it would just kind of depends where it hits. Yeah, cars would catch fire, even if you're outside. So they're outside of the thermal pulse range when they got hit. Otherwise, their helicopter would have been incinerated. But the blast, anything with the gas tank, gas stations, yeah, those are going to catch fire. All right, I'm surprised he's able to get up and walk. Any helicopter crash, just by itself, you can get very severely injured. But in this hellish landscape he's walking into, I'm surprised he can move around this much. Then again, if memory serves me, your health does regenerate in Call of Duty, so he should be fine, right? Oh, there's a few other survivors, too. I don't remember that from the original version of the game. I've never played Remastered, I've just played Call of Duty 4. Overall, I actually think this is decent, for a video game, anyway. As far as realism is concerned. Yeah. Everything he's inhaling is going to be contaminated. All that dust, everything. Apparently regenerating health can't even have you survive one of those in these sort of games. It's unclear what they showed killed him, likely just succumbing to his injuries. That's, you know, what would happen. He probably wouldn't be able to crawl out of that chopper in real life. He probably would have just died in the chopper, but they want you to see the effects in this game. If it was supposed to be radiation sickness, it's not going to kill you that quickly. It's going to be a lot slower and more painful. Even that close to the blast, it's still probably going to take him several hours to die from that, but he was probably severely injured in that helicopter crash. That was a good one. Modern Warfare 3.
Today, we show the world our true strength. Perhaps it will give you some as well. Is everything ready? Do it.
Thousands of souls extinguished by the push of a button.
Okay, if you're deliberately the guy detonating the nuke, you do not want to be that close to it. No. If anything, you're gonna be blinded just by looking at the thing.
This is only the beginning.
Joseph Seed, you're under arrest.
And I heard a great voice from the temple say to the angels, "Go your ways, and pour from the vials the wrath of God upon the earth."
Blinding flash for normal.
It is finished, child.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sing great.
A hairy tongue, okay. Showing the delay is important because that one looks really far away and just shows you how much faster the speed of light is than the speed of sound. Yeah, you guys need to take cover. That one almost could have been anything really big and explosive, such as a volcanic eruption or something. Looked like they were in a national park, like they were in Yellowstone or something like that. It's at 3. Those looked too small and too close to be nuclear explosions, or to even have the buoyancy of mushroom clouds.
My name is Carmina Rai. The day I was born was the day the world collapsed.
Что такое?
Это еще что?
Черт! Питания нет, двигатели заглохли!
Домодедово, борт 767-15.
Что за вспышка была? Спроси!
Дайте площадку. Черт, нет уже
Толя,
диспетчерской.
падаем!
Скорость какая? Скорость.
Электроника вырубилась! О, господи! Черт!
Bunch of missiles just fly up at once. Wow.
Черт! Да что же это творится?
Руки себе возьми.
Давай, запускайся медленно!
They're flying directly into it. No, that's a bad idea. They're not making it. Did they show him surviving that? No. I remember Fallout 3, yes. This scene.
Дружище, это восхитительно.
Молодец, мистер Берг. Какой великолепный фейерверк.
Now that one was one of the smaller ones. They said it was like an atomic bomb in the actual game, which a lot smaller than a modern nuclear weapon. You still don't want to sit and watch these without being in a bunker or something to protect you, but here the area is already destroyed in a wasteland, so you're probably less likely to get hit with something. These things will blind you, is one thing that is often left out of these games, but you want to see the cool shiny explosion thingy, so I can see why they don't do that in an actual video game. Fallout 4. Can never get into this one.
We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too. Oh my god!
Hold on!
Go fast.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
There you go. Two-dimensional explosion. It can't follow you underground, even though there's clearly a hole there. No, that wouldn't have worked. They would have had to have been underground before it went off in order for them to survive it. But I can understand the cinematic intro to the game, but I don't think so. Yeah, a little late on that one. Fallout 76. Huh. I've never played 5 through 75. Looked like someone just threw a really big firecracker. Okay, now, whenever the mushroom cloud is below where you're standing, the mushroom cloud is due to an effect of the air when the plume heads up into the upper atmosphere. You're not going to be standing on the ground above a mushroom cloud. Thus far, I think Call of Duty has the lead as far as realism. Fallout 76, so I'm not as familiar with that one, but it looks like it looks significantly older than Fallout 3 and 4. Yeah, that one just doesn't even look as good compared to 3 and 4. Looks like a pile of cheese traveling upward. Backwards cheese waterfall. And there, yeah, that one was all sizzle, no steak, no shockwave, no thermal pulse. Didn't even destroy this little sign that's still hanging there. Nah, that was weak. All sizzle, no steak. And he's walking towards it. Yeah, he's not even remotely threatened by it. Yeah, I can't say I blame him because that was nothing. Some other dude going after it.
Что за херня, бля? Это же пустышка, не ядерное оружие, бля!
Battlefield 3. Where's the nuke? It's over there. Ooh, they're gonna get shredded by that glass on top of that train station. Looks like that's what happened. You don't really get to see much of that, but yeah, that's probably what would kill you first in that situation. heard of Metro 2033, never played it. Launching some missiles. This didn't go very far. Those even nuclear weapons, it looks more like some sort of incendiary firebomb or something like that. That didn't really look like a nuke. Whoa. Bunch of rockets going up on that one. Whoa, that one exploded fast. Okay. Yeah, but hey, nuclear reactions do happen super fast in real life. They happen on the order of a few shakes. A shake is 10 nanoseconds or 10 to the minus 8 seconds. So compared to what you see in other games, it going up that fast, that's actually pretty realistic. He escapes it on a motorcycle. Gotta love it. That was short and sweet, pretty good. Oh, New Vegas. Glitchy. Oh wow, an airburst. That was very, very weak. I mean, it might have been a very small yield one, but conventional weapons like a Moab or a Foab might do more damage than that. You survived that? More molten cheese. I will say it's better than Fallout 76 one. World in conflict. Is that it? Must have been a small tactical nuke. Though we are zoomed back further, this looks like one of those RTS games. Didn't look like it did much. It didn't even take those helicopters down. There's still some guys down there. They missed somehow?
Copy that, ISS. Video feed from Cyclone is clear.
Modern Warfare 2.
Keep tracking the bogey. We're looking into it. Stand by.
It's cool we're in space.
ISS Houston, stand by.
Oh, there's the nuke.
Houston, this is ISS Control. Any word on...
Oh, this is interesting. So they're showing using a nuke for an EMP purpose. So high altitude nuclear weapons, if they're a high enough yield, could cause widespread EMP damage. No, okay. So shockwaves from nuclear weapons are quite powerful, but they're more limiting in space. So that far away, many, like, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers away or something, isn't going to take out the International Space Station. However, the ionizing radiation that comes from it is still going to travel just because it can go uninterrupted through space. So the most hazardous thing from a nuclear bomb in space is actually the radiation, but looks like this guy in the space station got torn to pieces by a shockwave before that. Nah, a shockwave, they would have to be much closer to do that, because the space station is in low Earth orbit, so there'd still be a little bit of something to drive the shockwave there versus being in deep space, but the bomb would have to be way closer to it. Fear. Just getting picked up. This one's traveling way too slow. The shockwaves are going far faster than the speed of sound. This thing looks like it's going at a walking or driving pace.
I don't know how you lived through that. We still don't know the extent of the damage.
We haven't been able to get through to anyone since...
You can tell this is an older game. Maybe it's just limitations of how fast they can make the explosion go, but that one just way too slow.
Explosion. What about Alma? What happened to her? What was that?
Nuclear zombies? Not a thing. Of course, I don't know the nature of that game. Maybe there were zombies before they used nukes, so... Did we just get... This one's moving faster. Well, it is Sphere 2 versus Sphere 1, I guess. Another orange, poofy smoke.
But we have to concentrate.
That looks like it just kind of went through them and didn't even hurt them very much. No.
Missile away.
Oh.
Just shooting one straight up.
Splash incoming.
Copy that. Oh, snap.
This one actually blind you?
Did it blind you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if that's the one... This kind of reminds me of one test that was done with a nuclear bomb detonating over people. If you want to see more of that sort of stuff, I'll pin a comment below for this one video that by Kyle Hill that says the time we nuked 5 men to prove a point. Turns out they were okay. So depending on how high that bomb went up there, and if it was a small one with a low enough yield, plausible. Nuketown. Those were quick. I don't know what that one was. Looked like some sort of futuristic electroshock lightning nuke. Who knows? shoulder-fired nuke? Those actually existed. This one looks way more powerful, though. Wow. That's a cool function for a game. So there we have it, 23. As far as the best ones, that very first Call of Duty one was pretty good. The remastered version of Modern Warfare. That Arma 3 one, that one might have been good. We didn't really get to see much, but that's kind of the idea. If you're playing a first-person shooter game, you wouldn't see it because it would blind you, and if it was detonated at a high enough altitude, you might actually be okay. So that one seemed pretty good. As far as the more infamous ones, though, the other Call of Duty one that was in space, no, that one wasn't very good. Fallout 76, which I just looked up, was actually more recent than 3 and 4, so they have no excuse. The nukes in 3 and 4 were better, even the silliness about 4 ducking under from the explosion. But of those, Fallout 3 was actually the better one of them. But it is interesting to see how games portray nukes. One common theme I noticed was they always had mushroom clouds, regardless if the yield was big enough. And a lot of them you could still see, and they were very slow, but that adds to the drama of the game, so I can understand why they did that for the purpose of the game. But it was nice to see some aversions too, like the Wolfenstein monocycle scene. It went up super fast. That was probably the most realistic one in terms of timing. Hey, some of these were actually better than what I was expecting, because the portrayals of nuclear explosions are not always terribly realistic, but it was good to see that a lot of games have at least incorporated some things while you still get to see the set piece of the nuke going off to make it a more engaging story. Which of those was your favorite nuke? Let me know. Or do you know of any other nuke scenes that you think are even more realistic? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.